Spice Math. That's right. You add it up, multiply it, man. Spice Math. Okay. A couple things we're gonna learn today. Spice Math. All right. Take some time, educate yourself. Spice Math. That's right. You won't believe it's just math. Come on.
Hi, I'm Ruth Doughton.
Hi, I'm Erin Williams.
Hi, I'm Brandon Alexander.
Hi, I'm Kelvin Doughton.
Hello, I'm Lyndon Sincere.
We are your Spice Math tutors.
You won't believe it's just math. Just math.
Hey there guys, welcome to another episode of Spice Math. And in today's session, I have with me Miss Doughton.
Hi, guys. Hi, Erin.
Hi Miss.
And how are you?
I'm excited.
About?
Well, today we're going to walk through a few questions with our viewers on linear equations.
You mind walking me through the objectives?
Sure.
And with them also? Sure.
Let's go through these objectives. 1. Solve linear equations with mixed operations. 2. Use the distributive law to simplify expressions when solving. 3. Apply the methods of grouping when solving. And 4. Use the LCM to simplify when solving.
Quite interesting.
Indeed.
So what questions do you have for your viewers today?
Well, let's take a look.
These questions seem quite interesting, but I need my viewers to know that there are some pointers or guidelines that they should pay keen attention to if they are going to tackle questions like these. So I would like our viewers to take a moment to view our checklist and write them down in their notebooks. So let's show them the checklist.
Okay.
Here in the checklist, when targeting those types of questions, our viewers should think about 1, the distributive law. That's where you expand. 2, think about grouping their like terms. I think you did a video on that already.
Yes, we did.
Wonderful. And also something they would have learned probably in grade 6 or primary school, finding the lowest common multiple of fractions. And 4, who goes first? That is it the addition, the subtraction, or the multiplication and the division when solving?
Interesting.
So you're going to be the student and I'm going to be the teacher?
Yes.
Let's have fun.
Sure.
So, Erin, I would like you to write the first question as well as our viewers, and then you are going to show me how to do this question.
Okay.
It's 5x minus 4, open brackets, 1 minus 3x, close brackets, is equal to 4x minus, open brackets, x plus 1, close brackets. Walk me through.
So in order to do this question, we're going to use the distributive law to expand, okay? So we have 5x, and we're going to multiply negative 4 by 1. Remember that the negative sign in front of 4 belongs to 4, so it's not just 4, it's negative 4. So negative 4 multiplied by 1 gives us negative 4. Negative 4 multiplied by negative 3x gives us positive 12x. And that is equal to 4x. And here we have a negative sign in front of a bracket. And when you see that, it is implied that we have a negative 1. So that would be negative 1 multiplied by 1x. So that would be negative x. And negative 1 multiplied by positive 1 gives us negative 1.
Great.
So in our next step, we are going to group our like terms on the left-hand side. All right, so we have 5x plus 12x minus 4 is equal to, and we're going to simplify this one time, 4x minus x gives us 3x minus 1. And then we're going to simplify the 5x plus 12x on this side. 5x plus 12x is 17x minus 4 is equal to 3x minus 1. Now, we are going to group our x terms on the left-hand side of the equation. And in order to do this, we are going to subtract 3x from both sides of the equation. So we have 17x minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 3x minus 3x minus 1. So we're going to simplify this now. 17x minus 3x leaves us with 14x minus 4 is equal to 3x minus 3x is 0x. So we just have negative 1 left on this side. And we're going to get rid of that negative 4 on the left-hand side of the equation by adding 4 to both sides of the equation. Remember, this is to maintain balance. So we have 14x.
So what I want you to do, Erin, is just write 14x is equal to negative 1 plus 4, because you're advanced now.
Sure. So, as Ms. Dalton said, we have 14x is equal to negative 1 plus 4. So, we can go straight ahead and do this. 14x is equal to negative 1 plus 4 is 3. And we're going to get rid of that 14 on the left-hand side by dividing both sides of the equation by 14. Remember, this is just to maintain balance.
You know, I want to stop you. I always tell my students that before they introduce a new step in the process, they must rewrite that line. So I wasn't too happy about the fact that you wrote the division by 14 in that line. So can we take that out and do it the way that it should be done?
Sure, miss.
Great.
Okay, so like Ms. Dalton said, we do everything new in another line. So we're going to write over this line. So we have 14x is equal to 3. And as I said before, we're going to divide both sides of this equation by 14 to maintain balance. So here we have it. 14x divided by 14 leaves us with x. And here we have 3 on 14.
Which can be converted into a decimal.
Yes, it can.
Do you know how much that is? No? Well, let me check on my calculator. 14, that's 3 divided by 14. Remember, students, you can use your calculators for speed. So 3 divided by 14 actually gives 0.2 142857. And it's an interesting number because the numbers 142857 are recurring. So you need to put a dash over 142857. Interesting. So that was well done, Erin.
Thank you.
So what's next?
Is there any way I could check my answer?
Oh, sure. If you would have viewed, or our viewers, our previous episode on solving equations, I would have introduced our viewers to Symbolab.com.
Okay, so there I can see all the steps to that same equation that I just worked out.
Of course, step by step, fraction, fractional answer, decimal answer.
Okay, great.
Sounds like fun.
So guys, we are going to take a look at our second question.
So Erin, here's another interesting question. It's actually one of my favorites. It's 2/3 x, 2 over 3 x, minus 3 over 4 is equal to 7 over 6 minus 2 over 9 x. You think you can do this question?
I can give it a try.
Do you like dealing with fractions?
Yes, I do.
Okay, but there's one thing I would like to say to our viewers. 2/3 x is actually the same as 2x over 3. You see, the x, and point to the x there, the x is actually divided by 1. So it's 2 by x and 3 by 1. So in our next line, I would like you and our viewers to rewrite this equation, this linear equation, using this form that we would have shown them. Continue, explain to me what you're going to do. Are you going to use something in the checklist? Is it distributive, LCM? What do you think is next?
Okay, so for this question, guys, we are going to find the lowest common multiple between 3 and 4 on the left-hand side and between 6 and 9 on the right-hand side. So the lowest common multiple for 3 and 4 would be 12. And so 3 into 12 is 4. 4 multiplied by 2x is 8x. Remember to put back your minus sign, your subtraction sign. 4 into 12 is 3. And the 3 multiplied by 3 gives us 9. So we're going to find the lowest common multiple on the right-hand side as well. And the lowest common multiple between 6 and 9 would be 18. So 6 into 18 is 3. 3 times 7 gives us 21. Minus 9 into 18 is 2. 2 times 2x gives us 4x.
Are you familiar with the term cross multiplication?
Yes.
Would you like to try that with our viewers?
We can give it a try.
Yeah, you can put in the arrows and show them what goes to which side. So, because we know the 12 would multiply everything in the numerator on the right-hand side. So let's show an arrow. And the 18 would multiply everything in the numerator on the left-hand side. And so we're going to use some brackets. So explain to them what to do.
So, by using cross multiplication, we are going to multiply the 12 by the numerator on the right-hand side of this equation. And we are going to use our brackets to do so. And this will seem pretty familiar to you. So we have in brackets 21 minus 4x is equal to, and we multiply 18 to the numerator of the left-hand side. So that will be 8x minus 9. So as I said, this looks pretty familiar because what we are going to do here is that we're going to use the distributive law to expand, right?
Go ahead.
So we have 12 by 21.
And that's 252.
minus 12 multiplied by 4x gives us
Minus 48.
48x is equal to 18 multiplied by 8x
It's 144.
gives us 144x. And then 18 multiplied by negative 9 gives us
162.
negative 162.
You're encouraged to use your calculator as well, Erin.
Yes, that makes this a lot easier.
Okay.
So now we are going to bring our terms in x to the left-hand side of this equation.
And how about at the same time bringing the constants together? Think you can do two operations in one line?
Sure, we can.
Okay.
So the first thing we are going to do is that we are going to subtract 144x on both sides of the equation. So we have negative 48x subtract 144x is equal to,
So that is minus 162. So that is negative 162 minus 252. Let's write that, minus 252. Okay. Quite interesting, because I hope you observe, viewers and Erin, that we have two negatives for our x quantities and two negatives for our constants. So what do we do when we have two negatives in addition and subtraction? What is the rule?
okay, when you have two negatives where the signs are the same, you add those
true.
two numbers or those two quantities and you keep the sign. So here we have negative 48x minus 144x. That would be negative 192x equal to negative 162 minus 252 would give us negative 414.
Great. Right, so in your final step, you need to recall some of the reverse operations that you would have done with our viewers in one of your previous episodes, where when you, instead of multiplying, you divide, and the reverse of addition is subtraction. So here you have negative 192 times x is equal to negative 414. So how are we going to leave x alone on the left-hand side?
Well, in order to get x on the left-hand side for itself, where x would be the subject of this equation, we have to divide both sides of the equation by negative 192.
So can we just take our viewers straight to the answer instead of writing this line again, as I said in the previous example? Can we just say x is equal to?
Sure, so we will have x is equal to negative 414 divided by negative 192.
Great. So we're going to convert that to a decimal, Erin. So speak about the two negatives.
Okay, so when dividing numbers, when you have a negative number divided by a negative number, your answer will be a positive answer. So our answer in decimal would be positive 2.15625.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So guys, we're going to challenge you to do questions 3 and 4.
And remember, check your results on symbolab.com for your accuracy.
So, Ms. Dalton and I had fun today, didn't we?
Certainly.
Right. We hope you guys had fun too. Join us again on Spice Math.
Bye.
You add it up, multiply, man, spice math. Okay. A couple things we yourself.